Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the October 100 selected group. Happy to be with you guys. Just wave at me if you can hear my voice clearly. Nice. Sorry, I had to mute everyone because obviously there's too many people to talk at the same time. So if you need to talk, just you can use the raise hand feature or just type a message and you can definitely join the conversation. Obviously Paul and Raphael here. Paul, wave, Raphael. They're also part of the VanHack team. They're talent managers for some of you. Others might not know them. So they're part of the VanHack team. And me and them are going to be helping you guys find jobs, basically. So this is our first group call and the first time actually we're doing something like this on VanHack. So let's make it work. The idea is basically to, I guess the first and most important goal is to create focus for everyone. So focus on our end so that we know who are the most active and most eligible VanHackers out there, because there's so many of you and it's hard to really connect with everyone, right? We're a small team and we need a lot of energy to be able to connect with every single one of you. So we decided, okay, let's take a small group who are ready to take on jobs and let's make it happen in 1 month. Figure out what are the problems, help each other connect, and share whatever experiences we have in different job interviews or just improving your overall profile and making sure that we can send you to that right position as fast as possible. And also removing barriers for you guys. So you don't need to apply to jobs anymore. We're going to do it for you as long as everything is clear and okay and we know that, you know, what we do, what we expect from you guys. That's basically the introduction and the goal of what we're trying to do. Before we go forward, I'd like to just quickly introduce myself, and I want Paul and Raphael to do that as well. So my name's Mo. I'm originally from Iran. I have a background in computer science, did some business stuff, ended up in Chile, lived there for a year, and I joined VanHack, and now I'm here as a talent manager. I think I have about a third of you guys with me. So next up, Paul.
Oh, I think that's me now. I'm Raphael, guys. Raphael Leite. I'm a Brazilian. I live in Florianópolis. Some of you might know, in South Brazil. My background is in computer science as well, so happy to chat about technology anytime. So my goal here is actually just try to get to know each one of you as best as I can, so I can get you on the best jobs abroad. And yeah, count me in.
Excellent. Hi guys. Yeah, my name's Paul Urban. Originally from the UK. I've been left England when I was 18. I was in Australia for 10 years, and now I'm residing in Thailand. I've been here for about 10 years. Joined VanHack beginning of this year. Before I was with VanHack, I was working for Elance before it came Upwork as a project consultant. HR specialist running teams, and yeah, since with VanHack, getting to know quite a few of you. I think as Mo said, looking forward to getting the October program running and getting as many of you guys through for interviews and getting you hired as best as possible in October.
Well, there you go. That's your team. So unfortunately, I don't think we have enough time for all of you guys to introduce yourselves, but definitely do that in the group, in the Slack channel. Make sure if you haven't already introduced yourself so everybody gets to know you. I'm sure there are a lot of you that have similar goals, backgrounds, and you guys should definitely be partner up and trying to, you know, share interests, share job opportunities that you're applying to and what your experiences are. It's going to help you tremendously. That's, I think, one of the biggest strengths of VanHack compared to other companies that are doing similar things is that we actually have a community, we have a lot of people engaged. So let's take advantage of it, and let's try to, you know, really use the people out here. They have experiences. A lot of you guys have done maybe dozens of interviews. You've learned a lot, and it's great if you can share. You will learn a lot from each other. Okay, great. So just to move things forward, because we don't have that much time, and we want to dedicate some time with questions and answers at the end. So let's just quickly go over the program and how it's going to work. Basically, the aim of the program is obviously to find you a job in October. In order for that to happen, you need a few things. First and foremost, you need a verified profile. And I'm sure probably most of you already know that, but if you don't, that means that number one, your CV needs to be presentable to a company. And I mean, until now, I guess we weren't too strict on that, which I think we need to change a little bit, because a lot of you might be missing opportunities that are a fit for you, because, you know, the company doesn't see what it needs to on your CV. And I know me and Paul and Rafael, who's joined us recently, we've had an experience where we have to email a lot of you and ask you, hey, do you have this on your CV, or why is this not mentioned, or whatever, right? So the first point is, let's make sure your CV is representing you and how amazing you are, all your skills, and the right things that, you know, a recruiter is looking for. So a recruiter, first thing they need to see your work experience. That's the most important thing. They see your work experience, and they need to see what you've done, what you've achieved, projects you've done, products you've built, anything amazing that has happened during your work experience, anything you're proud of, please mention it. Make it bullet points. Don't write stories, don't write paragraphs, just bullet points. And last but not least, you definitely need to mention the technology stack that you were using in each job, right? Whatever you used. For example, I worked 3 years in this job, and this is my tech stack. Please mention that at the bottom of each job posting, each work history, okay? So that's just kind of basics for your resume. We've sent you a template. We're going to go over it for each and every one of you as well, give you some tips, but please, in order to make things faster, do this, you know, today, tomorrow, any day you have time, just review your CV, okay? Number one. Number two, you need to take a coding test. And the reason for that is, I mean, not that we don't trust that you can code, it's just that companies will send you these coding tests, and you need to be prepared for the format that usually they send it. And so we need one of those. And we need to make sure that you are ready for that, you understand how it works and what is usually used. So make sure to do it if you haven't already. Most of you have, but if you haven't already done the coding test, please make sure you do it. Do a relevant coding test. So one thing that some of you haven't had is, for example, you're applying for front-end positions or DevOps positions, but you've only done a coding test with back-end skills, right? And we can't send that to companies because companies request that from us. So a lot of times companies want, especially if it's like a really hot opportunity and they want to look for, they're looking for talent really fast, the sooner we can move you forward, the better you have a chance, right? So if your coding test is ready and it's done, we can just send that and they're like, okay, so you don't need to do the first test, right? They just immediately do a technical review with you. That moves you faster, right? These are tricks of how to get you faster in front of the company. So make sure you do a relevant test and make sure that you do a good one, and so we can send it over to the company, right? And obviously, third point is your English. I know that it's a challenge for a lot of you, and it's not for some. The biggest point here is that I know all of you who are here, all of you, every single one of you, have profiles that 100% have the opportunity to get hired, right? Because that's how we selected you. We know that you have a profile that can be hired, you can get a job. But I would say most of the candidates from VanHack who fail at some point is because of communication or English skills. And that is a universal problem. It's nothing unusual. It's nothing that you need to worry about. It's just that you need to work on it, right? And in order to work on it, you need to practice. Now, either find an English community that you can practice with, join VanHack Premium. I don't know. If you don't want to join VanHack Premium, find someone in the group and partner with each other and practice speaking English. Whatever is the solution, right? But what I want you to do is practice doing it every day and make sure that it's really natural and easy for you to speak in English. Because if you feel that you're not confident, if you start getting anxious and then words don't come out correctly, then unfortunately it seems like you're not ready to the company, even if you are, which I believe you are, right? So that last point is probably going to be a challenge for a lot of you guys, and that's okay. We're here to help you. There's so many ways that you can do this, but please do something about it. Don't just sit there and expect it to become better, right? You need to take action on this. So these are the 3 key points. Oh, Rafael wants to say something, sir.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, just to stress this, the thing about English is very important. So just to finish what Mo was saying, you can use Duolingo as an app to, you're during your commute, moving to your work, and then you can use the app and try to join some local English groups or whatever, and we can discuss other things you can do to improve your English as well. One thing is about the resume, your CV. One very good thing you can do is share your Google Docs resume with us so we can comment on your CV. If we find anything that we can help you with, like suggestions or anything we can comment, for us, that would be much easier to help you with your CV as well, okay? So that's what I wanted to say. Thanks, Mo.
Great points from Rafael. Obviously, he is also super experienced, and he knows definitely what are the problems that you guys are going to have. One of the things that has been a little bit of a struggle for us was that, okay, a lot of you have come into the new format that we're creating, like this verified VanHacker CV, and I'll explain why. But the problem is we don't have access to it, and even the companies sometimes don't have access to it. So make sure right now, as I'm doing this call, please go check your CV. Make sure your link is public, because when we send it to companies, they're not going to request access from you. They're just going to forget your CV. Okay, so please do this right now. Go and change the setting on your Google Docs. Give public access so anyone can view. And it would be great if you could just add your talent manager, our email, and give us edit access or comment access so that we can help fix that for you. That would be really good. I think one of the other points that we wanted to discuss, I mean, there's a lot of points to talk about, so many different things. But I think that if you guys can finish this part of the process, right? Finish the verification process. What's going to happen is you're going to be ready to quickly be sent to companies. Here's what happens. Right now we have on VanHack, we just did a cleanup of all the jobs that we have. We have over 80 active job opportunities right now on VanHack. And that means that there are so many positions. Some positions are hiring more than 1 or 2 or 3 people. Some are even hiring 4 people. There's more than enough job opportunities for each and every one of you. So the reality is, if your profile is ready, you will be sent to the company instantly. A lot of you who takes a long time for you to get sent to a company or get feedback is because it takes a while for us to figure out if your profile is actually a match or not. And then the company, once this process takes long, then it even takes longer, because the company then forgets about it or the priority goes lower, and then you lose the chance, right? So what's important is for us to be able to do this really quickly. Like as soon as they say, hey, this is the open job position, we're like, these are our top 5 people that we're going to suggest to you, or top 50, doesn't matter. They'll take a look at everyone, especially in the first 2 rounds. So please make sure that your verification process is done, and so we can send your CV to the companies. I just wanted to give a side note on why we're using a template for everyone. Number one, it's because they expect us to have verified you when we send you to their companies. So we need a format that says, okay, this candidate has been verified by us, right? Like we have gone through your profile and we know that you're a match. And also, this template is based on just like a simple format that recruiters like to see, right? It's just a simple format that we found on the internet and it's really good, and it's not anything special. It's just that it's a really good format for them to read. It's super easy. We've tested it with them. They like it. So make sure it's in this format and it's simple and readable. And if it's more than 2 or 3 pages, then maybe you should think about the content of what you're actually putting in there. So keep it to bullet points, really important stuff. So that's about the CV and resume. Now, I think the next part is also the interview. That's really important. Now, this has been a challenge. I know a lot of you have done a lot of interviews, and there have been lots and lots of problems, but we're gonna try and focus and help even more on this area. So if you haven't already done a mock interview with Julia or Anna, please book a session with them. They're here to help you. They have some dedicated time for you guys. So please make sure to do that. And also, when we send your profile to specific companies and they really like you and they want to interview you, we'll try to give you as much information, even if possible, jump on a phone call with you and try to go over the details of the company with you and make sure that you have the right mindset. One of the most important things is that you need to know everything about the company. You need to know everything about the company. Bruno, I know, did some homework and was on the right track with that. So every company that you applied to, you need to have some notes on it. Don't go into an interview session without notes on your company. What is this company? What's their products? What tech stack are they using? Who's building this? Who's the CEO? Who's the HR manager? Who's the CTO? What kind of a position am I going to be joining? Okay, so I have a question from Diogo. Go ahead.
Hi. There's a small issue with that because in the VanHack website, in the jobs section, it's usually the company's name is not listed. Okay, so I did apply for a couple of jobs, but I don't know which company is to do that kind of investigation, right? So that's all. That's my question.
Excellent point. Okay, but before I answer you, Rafael wanted to say something, so go ahead.
No, it's all right. You can answer the question, then afterwards just bring the mic back to me. Okay, yes, thank you.
So, Diogo, in order to respond to you, part of the recruiting model that we have, and every recruiting company has, is that we can't disclose the company's name to you for 2 reasons. Number one, for obviously because of our business model, and number 2, because companies don't want that to happen, right? They want only candidates that are verified and pre-screened by us to be sent to them. So not anyone just applying to the company, getting in touch with them. So there's 2 sides to this, and it's just the way this model works. So I think if you're selected for a job, you will definitely be referred. You'll definitely be referred to the company, and what we try to do is make sure that you have enough information about it. We've started on this, created some prep kits, but I guess until now we haven't had enough effort put into this. We're going to put more and more focus on making sure that you guys know exactly what kind of a job you're applying for and what you need to know about it. But that's kind of half of it is what we do. I think the bigger half is how you prepare yourself and you kind of emerge into the position that you're going to be applying for. Sorry, Rafael, go ahead.
Cool. Good answer. So about getting to know the company, one good thing I like to use as a metaphor, it's you guys are doing a sale, right? So you're selling yourselves to the company. And the difficult thing about this is us from technical side, we're not very good at sales usually, right? So what Mose is saying is, you're trying to build a relationship with the person, and they are choosing someone they are going to work with for some years, right? So if you can show them you're a nice person, easygoing, you know, the first interview, it's very good. You make a very good impression. And for that to happen, it's good if you know as much as you can about the company. If there is public information about how they do their work as a team, like if they use Scrum or if they are organized in small teams or whatever, you know, it's good. It shows you really want to work on this company and you're ready to go. You're in front of other candidates that don't know anything about the company. Also, when we schedule an interview for you with the company, we're going to try to put the name of the people who are going to interview you. So another good thing is go to LinkedIn, open their profile, and try to find something that you relate to. I don't know. Oh, yesterday I had a meeting with a person that worked on Spotify. I love Spotify. So when I talked to them, I thought, whoa, so you worked on Spotify. How cool is that? You know, you build a relationship with the person. So try to think as a sale. Okay, you're selling yourselves.
Yeah, following on from Mo's and Raphael's points, one thing as well, as soon as as soon as the companies come back to us and say, you know, once we've sent your profiles, we've sent your resumes through, they've come back and said, yeah, we're interested in speaking further, you know, with these candidates. One thing we do as well, once we do that, is we'll schedule your, we'll get you to do a mock interview, or again, you know, you'll be informed of who the company is then as well, and also, you know, so it gives you time to prep. Some companies as well now, or I've noticed a fair few of the companies, they send out coding tests. So they'll either contact you to let you, you know, we'll let you know that this company's possibly, you know, is going to be contacting you. And that, you know, that they'll be sending you a coding test, or they provide us a coding test that they want us to send out to you. Anytime that you get a request for any of these coding tests, try to do them. I know it's difficult. You know, you've got work, you've got you know, personal things to do, personal lives. But if you can do the coding tests as soon as possible and get them back, you know, and submitted, that really shines well as well with the clients as well. And I think one idea also may be, you know, if you've had a coding test with a company, is not share the answer in Slack, but share your experience in the 100 Slack group as well. You know, the experience of what kind of a test it was, just so it will help everyone else, you know, or other candidates that are through on that position, that they can prepare themselves as well for the coding test.
Nice. We also have someone else, username iPhone. Go ahead. iPhone. Sorry, it's not displaying your name. Okay, I guess you're not with us. Yes, amazing points. I hope this answers and clears kind of the air about this. Ilias also had a question, had something to mention. Notice usually premium users are ahead of normal users in getting hired. That is absolutely not true. That's not how our model works. Premium is something else, and our hiring process is something else. Premium is designed to help you prepare your English, learn about the culture, you know, learn about immigration and how to speed things up, and, you know, can access the community and that sort of stuff. Our hiring process is not like that. We go through all candidates. Doesn't matter what kind of a profile you have. What matters is whether you're a match for the job or not. So unfortunately, there are too many candidates for each job for us to give personal feedback. And to be really honest with you, companies almost never give us feedback about status of a candidate unless we ask them like 10 times, and then they'll just say, okay, your technical test wasn't good or something like that. So don't expect a lot of feedback. Focus on the things that you already know you need to improve, which for a lot of you is just basically your CV and preparing your English and communication skills and being ready for an interview. As long as you do that, you'll be fine, and I'm pretty sure that you will find the right opportunity. We've seen this happen so many times, and we're going to try and share all that experience with you guys so you can all kind of combine that and learn from each other. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, just pop by. I think this is a good model. If you have any questions, just raise your hand or type it here and we'll go over it. So next order of business that we wanted to talk about was also technical interviews. So there's also technical screenings. There's different types that you guys have had. Some companies give you just a general test, like the one that we send, like a Codility or HackerRank or DevSkiller test, whatever it is. Usually if they do that, it means that there's another test, right? Usually this is kind of the first step, and then they have like some sort of technical screening call with you. Now the technical screening call is what is what almost all good companies have, which is basically just reviewing code with you. We're trying to figure out how we can help you guys prepare for this. We're working a lot on this and seeing what are the different ways. But if you guys have any experience, the first step I think is for you to share your experiences. So any of you, if you do an interview or if you've had any experiences, please share it with a group. I'm sure there's already a lot of knowledge between you guys. And that's where we're going to start off. So it's important to understand that this is an important part of the process as well. We try to get other VanHackers that have been successful to mentor some of you for specifically tricky job positions like DevOps. We've already experimented with this because it's very difficult to get hired for DevOps positions. We're going to try and expand this and trying to give more and more help and support for everyone for different types of jobs. But first step is you have to come forward, share, and help us help you. Right? Bring your experiences, what happened, what went wrong, what was good, all those stuff. Yeah, so that's about technical screenings. And please, if you have the technical screening, this is another point that's important. Please make sure to communicate your status at all times with your talent manager. That's one of the reasons that we put this program, because we realized we need a dedicated person to deal with you when you're applying to different jobs to make sure that we know what's going on and where you need help. So communicate. Tell us. We've set a calendar for you guys. So if you tell us the date of your interviews, so some companies don't let us book interviews with you; they do it themselves. So if that's the case, please let us know so that we can track it and make sure that we can support you and follow up with the company right after you had the interview. And just generally keep communications open between us. So that would be really helpful. If it's not anything personal, like the time of your interview or like a private question about your salary expectations, anything other than that, please try to bring it into the group so that we can share knowledge, right? Those are kind of just general tips on how we can improve our communications, which is key here and helps us get the most value here. Great. Okay, let's maybe give a pause and see if anyone has any questions. So anyone has any questions? Don't know if I can see those tabs. Oh, Paul, do you want to go?
Oh, no.
No? Oh, okay.
Sorry, mate. It was still raised from before, mate.
Oh, okay. Got iPhone. So no more questions? No questions? Okay, that's good. Now, so one point that's another point that's super important for you guys is to maybe understand the processes of companies and how they like to hire. I don't know if all of you are familiar with that, but basically what happens is, let's say they post a job and for whatever reason they realize that they're not going to hire from their local community, right? There's not enough talent, or it's they're not finding the right people. that's when they come to companies like us and they try to find talent from all over the world. Now, what we do is we promise them that we're going to send you candidates that are relevant to your position. That's why they come to us. If they just wanted to openly look for people in LinkedIn, they would do it themselves. So that's one of the reasons that we do all this screening, the verification, all this process, right? We sort out your CVs, we go through them, we sometimes email you with questions, sometimes we do phone calls, all these different processes to make sure we're sending the right people to the companies. Because if we don't do that, then companies would stop giving us jobs because they see so many candidates that are not relevant to their positions. And once that happens, if the companies like you, they request an interview. And from that point on, what we do is try to help and support you to get the job, right? So help you with preparing for interviews. At this point, I want you to make sure you communicate with your talent manager, let them know about your interview, let them know about if you're feeling that you're not confident about the interview, if you have questions about the company, if anything that comes up, please open communication lines with your talent manager. So it's either me, Paul, or Rafael, 3 people in this room. And after that, I mean, it's the final rounds and negotiating salaries and all that stuff. Believe me, it's that simple. It's nothing complicated. A lot of VanHackers have done it before, and I'm sure each and every one of you guys can do it. You just need to focus, present yourself properly, and just do this over and over again until you see the right opportunity and you match and the company likes you, and boom, you're hired. That's it. You don't need to do anything special. That's it. Great. Does anyone have any experiences they would like to share? Okay, wait, I have. Leonardo had a question. You have a very clear English. I would like to better understand the deadline for feedback and appointment of an interview with the company. There is no deadline, right? Companies don't have this. So companies have their own processes. They make their own schedules. They don't care what we think or what anyone else thinks, unfortunately. What they want is to make sure that they have enough time to go through all the candidates and screen them and make sure that they fit their profile. So we can't give you anything about a deadline for feedback. Sometimes it takes more than a month to get feedback. We've seen that happen many, many times. So don't worry about that. Keep your focus on being active and applying to jobs. That's what gets you the position, not just worrying about one position and the feedback and everything there. Great. Okay, so anything else? Does anyone have any experiences with interviews they would like to share? Go ahead, Abdullah.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So I have been in 3 technical interviews, so I want to share my experience. So first thing, I failed in my first interview because my interview was well. So they reviewed my profiles, especially my blog. So my blog has some posts in which I have a bad English, so they rejected me because of it. So if you are going to an interview, make sure all of your public profiles are well written and they have a good English format. And second interview, in my second interview, I was given a 7 days to submit a task. So I actually delayed the task, and then on 6th day I attempted it. So that's why I failed it. So as Paul said, whenever you have given a task, be proactive and do it as much early as you can. So and for my last third interview, that was also related to my English question. So they asked many HR related questions, a general question, what you expect from manager and stuff like that. So these are different questions to answer on the fly. You have to be involved in some interview practice session. That VanHack, it's actually helped me a lot, because a month before I cannot even talk in English. Now I can. So these are my experiences that I want to share.
Thank you so much, Abdullah. Priceless stuff, classic mistakes that everyone makes. But thank you so much for sharing that. It's really important for you guys to understand that this is what happens to everybody. And All you need to do is just practice, prepare for it, do it again and again. Fail, doesn't matter. There's so many opportunities out there for you. We're getting new jobs every week. We have new hiring partners, new positions opening up. Don't worry about that. Just stick to the process, improve yourself every week, and you will see the results. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Chayo, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to share that I've done an interview like a couple weeks ago for a company in Amsterdam, and I failed on the last part of the interview, in the final interview, because I was really nervous and I didn't know about the culture of the city. So I later came to read on the internet that people in Amsterdam, they are really direct, and they like people to go straight to the points and be really direct on what they're saying. And because I was nervous on the interview, I spoke a lot. I didn't stay on topic, and that's what was bad for me in the interview and made me lose the position. And I just want to share that when you are doing an interview for some company, you research how the culture is and what they expect your answers to be, how they are, how they want the answers to be like. They want you to be more detailed. They want you to be more straightforward, and it's some important stuff, I think.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Yes, learning about the culture is super important. You know, you need to make that company feel like you actually know what you're getting yourself into. A lot of companies are afraid that you might move there and then you won't stay. You won't be able to stay because you won't be able to culturally fit into that environment, whether it's the company, the city, whatever it is, right? So you need to show that you're confident about this. You know about your decision. This is a decision that you're 100% sure about because they're investing a lot of time and money in bringing you over there. It takes maybe like between 1 to 3 months usually to get you there. A lot of money is spent. And so for them, it's a big risk. So you need to make them feel comfortable that at least you know what you're getting yourself into, you're prepared for it, you're confident. Once you get there, you're going to start doing your best to kind of, you know, fit in. And obviously that's better for you. You know, the sooner you can do that, the faster you can grow in your new environment. But what's important is being able to communicate it, right? Just because you feel confident that you can do that doesn't mean that the other person who's never seen you before is going to believe you, right? You need to be confident. You need to know something at least about that city, about that company, be able to communicate it. So great things, great tips. Great. Anything else? Who else? Anyone else? Maybe one more. Diogo, go ahead. Unmute you.
Oh,
and then
thank you.
Okay, cool.
I recently got rejected on a technical interview, also for a company in Amsterdam, and the devil lies in the details, right? I didn't pay attention that the company would call me on the phone and not on Skype, and my phone rings a lot during the day. So I got that call hold beep all the time, beep, 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 someone calling me all the time, and I couldn't understand the interviewers very well. So I was also a little nervous, but everything summing up, I think that's what caused me to go really bad in the interview. So make sure you get all the means, all the communication, the technology that would be used very, very, very clearly, because yeah, it happens. Or for the next interview, I'll buy a prepaid phone just for the interview. Because that's all. Thanks a lot.
Nice. Thank you so much, Diogo. Really good stuff. Definitely, companies do this all the time, and they like to kind of surprise you and see how you. Yeah, so a lot of companies do this. Just be casual, just be comfortable with it, and if it happens, even if you're in a position that you cannot speak, and if it's not been scheduled with you before, you can politely say, "Is it possible for us to schedule this for a better time? Right now, I'm in the middle of something, or whatever it is you're doing." Just be very, you know, if you sound like, you know, you're in control and you're confident, you can definitely pull it off. Don't worry about it. thank you for the great tip, Diogo. Israel, you wanted to go? Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share something that I don't know. It may come as a bad news to some, but I had a one interview with a company like a month ago. I didn't do too well on the coding exercise. I got it. I got the solution, but you know, it took me some time. So for the next interview that I had like a few weeks ago, I really focused on on coding problems. I did a lot, you know, on different platforms, whatever, and on paper. And when this second interview came, they asked me a few coding problems, and I did really good and very fast because I was practicing so much. But well, the thing is that this wasn't enough. After that, they asked me some ridiculous theoretical questions, and to be honest, I got a little upset because I was so focused on the coding problems that I don't know. I answered them, but for this interview, I didn't study any theoretical questions about the platform or about the nothing. I just did an insane number of coding problems. So don't rely just on that. That's the message. So thank you.
Good message. Good message. That's definitely true. I mean, this is not a one. Again, unfortunately, it's like this. It's not just about, you know, being a great coder. Getting a job is a difficult process. It's actually its own job, right? It's a full-time job to actually find a job. It's very difficult, and there are so many different aspects that you need to be prepared for. That's why we're here. So if you're unsure about anything, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, please reach out to us, ask for help, and just communicate it with us. This is my situation. I don't know what to do next, or I'm not confident about this, and we can talk about it. So, sorry, like the class, how many windows does the City X have? Yeah, crazy stuff like that. Exactly. So companies like to do this sometimes. I mean, just be confident and answer whatever comes to your mind. I think the importance is to know that, you know, you're confident, you can say something. It's better than just, you know, not saying anything. Great. We have someone else wanted to, I think Noman wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. My question is that actually I joined late, so sorry if I repeat the question. But my question is, for any job opening, are among us they are going to select, or they post the job on any other platform? So if you could.
Yes. Okay. So the jobs, what's going to happen is once your profile is properly verified, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the session, but this is the key point here. Your profile first needs to be verified. That means you have an amazing CV, you have you've done a coding test that's relevant to the type of position that you're looking for. For example, you're a backend developer with a Java Spring set, technical set. So that's the kind of test you should have done, because we're going to send it to companies. And your English needs to be verified that it's fluent enough to actually have a good conversation, right? And do an interview. Make sure that this is done. Reach out to your talent managers if your verification has not been done already. That's kind of the key point, reviewing. And actually, on this point, I wanted to say that we're kind of giving you guys a task to do, all of you. I've started this with a few of the guys that I've spoken to. So make sure, number one, you prepare a 90-second intro video of yourself. Practice as many times as you can in front of the camera or in the mirror or whatever, and record a 90-second video introducing yourself. And it just has to be really basic stuff, important stuff about you, about your background, about your strengths, what is really amazing about you, and basically what you're looking for, what kind of position you're looking for, and why you're taking this next step. So just make it really simple, an introduction about you. And also the next thing is obviously to review your CVs and make sure that access is okay, all the details about your positions are in bullet points, your tech stack is mentioned, it's in the VanHack verified format. We can only send those kind of CVs from now on. So please make sure your package is complete. And then after that, you don't need to worry about applying to jobs. We're going to apply to jobs for you. You just need to work on preparing for jobs, interviews, you know, technical screening calls if we can find you a mentor, sharing knowledge with each other. That's the whole point of this. And that's what will really increase the speed of your hiring process from something that could take months, fit it into 1 month and make sure that we can make it happen.
All right, and all these jobs are also posted on other platform as well, or are they going to select any of a candidate from VanHackers only?
No, they choose candidates from everywhere, right? And you're competing with people from all over the world. But
Right.
obviously, companies like to work with, if they have hired us for a specific position, they will definitely put preference on the candidates that we refer, because they know we're making their lives easier by working with only the best candidates. So that's why it makes sense for you guys to even if you like a position and you can find it on the internet, it's a lot better for you to apply through us, because you know they have a channel and we're directly connected to them. It's, you know, it's a lot faster for you to get in front of them, even if
All
it
right.
may sound like that. Yep. At least for the positions that we're already active on. But thank you for the question. Good stuff. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left. Who's doing technical mock interviews from the VanHack team? Right now, we're not doing technical mock interviews. We had a few volunteers to help us, but we're thinking of different ideas on how we can help you guys with this. So if anyone has experience, come and share it, but we're working to see how we can help you with that. Okay, no more questions here. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to go for last words from Paul and Rafael, and then we'll wrap it up. So Rafael, Paul, would you like some last words? Anything that I didn't mention? Obviously, there's a lot of stuff, but anything that comes to your mind? Rafael, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So from now on, we'll just have the calls with you guys. Most of the guys I'm working with already booked a call with me on Calendly. So we're gonna get to know each other a little bit better. If you have any doubts about what the next steps are, please share that on the Slack channel so we can just put some 1, 2, 3 steps there and everyone can follow that. Besides that, just try to improve your English, keep working, keep studying, and yes, let's do this. Let's get you hired on October.
Yeah, brilliant, guys. Yeah, just following up what Mo and Raphael said, I think, you know, guys, the most important thing is what you put into this now, you know, in regards to getting your CVs up, get your CV set, get your English videos done, booking your calls with us. We've got the Calendly links. So literally when we get on a call with you, when we do the call, we can, you know, quickly zero in on, you know, on the roles you're looking at, your strengths, everything like that. And again, you know, I think, you know, utilize the use of this of the Slack channel as well, the Slack 100. So any questions you have, hit them in there. If you see, you know, if someone has a question about, you know, they've got an interview or they want to know, you know, if they've had experience with an interview like this, or whether they've had an experience or can share any cultural views, post the questions into the Slack group, you know, because we're all, you know, you've got myself, Mo and Raphael to help you, but you're also there to help each other. So, you know, it's a team effort, you know, lots of energy we can build. And the idea is to get your confidence, you know, get you ready so that, you know, we're putting you through for these roles. And we know that as soon as you're interviewed, you're confident enough, you're calm enough, you're knowledgeable enough that we can get you hired within October, because you know, we're really planning to some good success with the group.
Great words from Sir Paul. So, I mean, honestly, just kind of my final words for you guys is that uh, the reason that we started this movement, this program, was because we were really frustrated that there are so many amazing band hackers out there, and we just couldn't figure out why you're not getting jobs. You're applying, you're talented. We know that you are definitely more qualified than a lot of the other talent that are applying to the same positions. But why are you not getting the jobs? And what we realize is that you need support, you need a community, and you need to share your experiences so that somebody can tell you, hey, you just need to do this, or hey, we're on the same boat, and this is what happens, and this is what you should expect. Sometimes it's as easy as that, and it happens. It has happened for a lot of van hackers before you guys. Um, and there is absolutely no reason that every single one of you cannot be hired this month. There are opportunities out there for all of you. We have chosen you because there are opportunities for you, because your profiles are good, because you're definitely more than good enough to get these jobs. But what needs to happen is, number one, you need to believe that it can happen. Actually, it can really happen, and plan for it and make it part of a goal in your life that, okay, this month I'm going to get hired and I'm going to sort this out finally. I think that's the biggest barrier. It's kind of a mental shift. It's difficult, but you can do it. Second is to tap into the community of friends you have here and use their help however you can. We're here. We're going to help you in any way we can. And the third is you need to just be in the game. Just do it over and over again. Don't worry if you're rejected at one company, if this company doesn't like your CV, if this company has a weird interview process, forget them. Focus on the good ones and you will find the right one. That's it from me. Thank you everyone for participating. We will have more group calls, and I want all of you to be active on our little secret Slack channel. Ask your questions, update us, keep us in the loop. We'll cheer you, we'll support you, we'll give you whatever we have to make sure you get hired this month. Good luck and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.